I've been extremely busy, way too busy to make this video. I've been very busy reading the Tusculan Disputations of Cicero. And he warns us that we have to be very cautious of being maudlin, excessively maudlin in our obsessive pursuits. Maudlin meaning excessively self-regarding, excessively dramatic. We must not be maudlin. So I just have not had time to make a video. And I apologize, but I'm going to give you some bonus content today. I've gotten approval from YouTube Creator Content Incorporated. I'm going to be giving you some bonus content to make up for the fact that I've been too busy. This is a Seiko Umera. It's on the bracelet. I don't know what I'm going to do. I love the watch. Don't know if it's going to stay on the bracelet or go back on the strap. I think I feel more connected to straps, but I don't know. I don't think there's any perfection. Speaking of perfection, that's today's thesis. My claim, my thesis, is that we must abandon all notions of perfection in the watch hobby. Notions of perfection in the watch hobby, they're dangerous, they take away the fun, and they're unattainable, and they're unrealistic. That's my thesis today. So let's get to the first principle of abandoning perfection in the watch hobby. There's probably no perfect watch out there. There's probably no such thing as the ultimate watch, even though you want to think there is. Now, I want to tell you guys something. I think I wore it last August. I was at a watch meetup in Long Beach at Mimo's, and Mark Alamaris was there. Now, he has a YouTube channel, very good. It's Average Brothers. You may have heard of it. I suspect you have, because what I'm learning from talking to Rafi at Watch City is that there's a very close-knit, small community of watch enthusiasts, and everyone knows everyone. People go into Rafi's place, and they just rattle off all the YouTubers. So, yeah. So anyways, at that watch meetup, Mark had a Seiko SLA 039, which is a big beefy watch, a little beefier than this. It's 45. This is a 44, and it's even thicker than this. But it's on this like 19 millimeter Tropic, you know. And I don't know, man. I put it on. I go, hey, this is it, dude. I'm done. Goodbye, Mark. Thanks for the watch. And I don't know, man. Was it really the perfect watch? I have to give you some bonus content here. I'm going to tell you a secret right off the bat here. You know, I have a Seiko, a similarly sized Seiko SLA. It's the 023. And it's even beefier than this right here. And I currently have that Seiko 023 on the bracelet. I don't know if I'm going to keep it on the bracelet or put it back. But I kind of want to put it back on the Tropic just to get that retro vibe that I enjoyed when I was wearing Mark's 039 on the Tropic. Now for some bonus content. Why is it that when I was wearing that 039 that it felt so perfect? What could I not have just had the same experience? What if he had the 023, the watch I already have? Maybe I would have the same experience. And it reminds me of the time I was at a friend's house. Steve, one of my colleagues, he pours me this wine. And I go, this is amazing wine. This is delicious. Wow, red, fruity, herbaceous. And, he shows me the bottle, and it's the same label that I've had at home. And why did it taste so good at his house? And I asked him, he goes, because it's free, Jeff. And maybe there's something to be said about, just wearing some free thing. It's free, man. I got to go, Mark. Thanks for the 039. Sometimes there's a trick in the head. So there's a trick in the head. We deceive ourselves because it's free, and we have to abandon those notions of perfection. The other area of perfection I think we have to give up on is the number of watches. I know that it's very wise to say less is more, but what's less and what is more? It's all relative, and you're going to keep switching it up, and you're going to drive yourself crazy if you look for the ultimate number. It's going to switch. The hobbies are going to switch. You're going to change, and that's okay. Do not berate yourself if you go from 2 to 5. Or if you go from 7 to 1, it's going to happen, man. And I'm going to explain in a second. This one's tough for me because this has been going on for the last 2 years. You may never figure out the difference, not the difference, you may never figure out what your ideal is. Should you put this on a bracelet or a strap? I go back and forth. I got to go back to Mark Alamaris. I'm going to talk about Mark and Carlos today, my partners in crime here in Southern California. Mark, at a meetup 2 years ago, he had a slim turtle on a black Tropic, the original Tropic, and it just blew my mind. I just realized this is what I love about the watch hobby. I love that retro vibe on a retro like Seiko model. I just love it. And then the same thing happened when he had that beefy 039 on a black Tropic. I really got drawn to straps, and I actually wonder if I feel more connected to this on a strap, and I suspect this would get more wrist time on a strap. But God, it looks good though. And then I have my Captain Willard on a black Tropic, so maybe I should just keep this for the distinction, keep them apart. So there's no way I'm going to be able to settle on that matter. Oh, okay, this is an interesting one. You know what? A lot of us, we want to quit. We want the relief of quit. You may never quit this hobby. Let me tell you something. I was talking to Rafi last week at Watch City. One of his customers is 85 years old. He's from Germany, and he's rich. He's retired. You know what he did for a living? He was a technician for Porsche. Yeah. He's a technician for Porsche, and he owns private planes, private jets, and he flies them around here in Torrance. I think he lives at the airport. I don't know. I haven't figured out. I think he sleeps in the hangar. I don't know. I think I need to do a movie about him or a miniseries. And he comes in all the time. He's still buying watches. Loves them. He has a beautiful big collection. 85. Looks like he's 60. He's very healthy. I need to meet this man. Who is this man? Who is this mystery man from Germany? Retired Porsche technician. Buying watches at the age of 85. Looking young. I like this. This is intriguing. I am intrigued on many levels, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think you're ever going to quit. Rafi told me, it doesn't die, dude. It's not dying in you. It's never going away. It's not going away. I wanted it to go away. I guess it's not going to go away. Oh, I'm so maudlin. I'm violating the Tusculan Disputations by Cicero. So maudlin. All right. Oh man, this is very painful. Now, Carlos and I had a long talk. We actually been talking on the phone this week because he's been buying some watches that I got to tell you about. But anyways, you got to abandon your pursuit of perfection. So Carlos and I talked about when you're a watch enthusiast, you live in a fever dream. You just do. There's nothing you can do about it. And in the fever dream, you're going to sell watches that you should not have sold. And you just got to kind of like accept it and forgive yourself. And this hurts, man. Well, anyways, I got to tell you the truth, man. It's bonus content. It's bonus content. Dark secrets revealed. Approved by YouTube Creation. All right, so I told Carlos, and he agreed with me. And by the way, Carlos had all these watches too, and he totally agreed with me. Let me tell you guys something. There are 8, not 6, not 7, 8. 8. That's 5 and 3 is 8. There are 8 watches I should have never sold. And none of them have sapphire. None of them have sapphire. They all have Hardlex. And I think I sold them for a variety of stupid reasons, a variety of stupid rationalizations. They're all baloney. I should have kept them. 4 of them were tunas. 017, 033, 031, and there was another one. There was the 033, the 031, the 017. Oh, the 035, the all black one. And I probably got another tuna, and I said, this is redundant. No, I should have kept all of them. They're all amazing. I miss them. And, I'm telling you this from 20 years of collecting. I've seen watches come and go, and Carlos was agreeing with me. He's been collecting for over 20 years also. I've seen watches come and go. I should have kept those 4 tunas. All Hardlex, not my ideal, but I should have kept them. Oh, I miss them. And I have a tuna right now. I have the 049. And then I had 4 third-gen monsters. all on Hardlex. I had the orange one, the jade green one, the marine blue, and the coral blue. And you know what, man? And Carlos agreed. I should have just had them in a separate watch box. And I remember telling Carlos, just don't forget that a really good watch is like a song from your past. Like when I used to work out at the gym as a teenager, there was a song by the Eagles, The New Kid in Town. I used to get so happy when that song came on. And I may not have played The New Kid in Town for 10 years, but I want the option of taking my CD out and playing it once in a while. Should have kept those tunas and should have kept those monsters for the same reason, man. Sometimes your watch is like an old CD, and you just want to take it out and play it. And you have memories attached to it, and it's gorgeous, and you have a history of what's been released in the watch industry, and you know what, as you look in the context of that, what the real gems are. And now you don't have those gems, man, and you got to deal with that, man. You got to forgive yourself for it, realize you were in a fever dream, and move on with your life. What are you going to do? By the way, Carlos had all those watches too, and he agrees with me. So call it the oldie CD principle of keep those watches, man, because this is where I'm at, and it's okay. I'm not going to be maudlin about it. I'm not going to be excessively dramatic about it. That would be lame. Just putting this in context. So you may never quit. You may say, okay, this is awesome. Okay, Carlos is now officially in the Watch Hall of Fame. I'll tell you why. You have to embrace your inner watch nerd. Unapologetically. Let me give you an example. Carlos resented selling his tunas. He's been wanting one, and this time he wanted a sapphire one. It's similar to mine. Mine's the 049. He wanted the 045. Now the 045 has a black bezel. Mine is all stainless. And there was one on Craigslist, so he goes over to the dude's house, and the guy was local, so Carlos only had to drive like a mile away. Carlos shows up with headgear on, man. Headgear, spectacles, and an LED light. Dude, you know how awesome that is? The guy was scared. He goes, you are serious about inspecting this Seiko tuna for imperfections? Yes, I'm very serious. And so it was mint condition. Carlos bought it. And I love the fact that he showed up to a dude's house. That just puts you in the Hall of Fame right there, man. You got to embrace your inner watch nerd. Carlos is legit. He's not playing, man. He showed up at the dude's house with headgear on. There were spectacles on. There was an LED light. That's got to be in my movie somewhere with the Porsche technician. I think I'm going to have both of them in my movie. That's happening. Speaking of Carlos and perfection, forget about your rules, your watch rules. You got these rules. You can break them. I'll give you an example. Carlos said to me, I don't know, man, I got this impulse. I started buying Fakos. Now, Fako is just a word he uses for these homage brands that are pretty good. He's impressed, man. You know, these homage brands. He got a Fako Captain Willard, a Fako Tuna, and he's thinking of getting some more Fakos, and he's been having fun in his garage, tinkering with them. He's put original Captain Willard dials on them, and he's got all these tools, these magnification tools. And to me, if you're a watch enthusiast and you're tinkering in your garage, that's a good thing. You know what it reminds me of? My neighbor, he has 2 Harley Davidsons and a BMW motorcycle. I think we're talking $200,000 worth of motorcycles, and he loves tinkering on them. He loves getting accessories for them and detailing them, and I think that's healthy. I think it's healthy to tinker in your garage, tinker in your man cave. I love doing strap switches. I'm not very good at taking bracelets off, especially when it's curved end. I get a little nervous, and I go to Rothy's at Watch City for that, but I do like the freedom of going from strap to strap, tinkering with it. So it's okay to tinker. And so I think these notions of perfection are lame. I think they're maudlin. I've been obsessed with that word since reading the Tusculan Disputations of Cicero. if you don't want to read that densely written book, there's a great summary of it in Jeffrey Rosen's In Pursuit of Happiness, which was just published. Great book. In Pursuit of Happiness is great. So anyways, I am no longer pursuing perfection. None of my videos will be about perfection, because ultimately that search for perfection is a maudlin, unrealistic, and a dangerous proposition. I'm done. I feel a lot happier. You can just tell how happy I am. I mean, now I'm having fun with my watches, because when you want fun, you come to me, because I'm the fun sheriff. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about these notions of perfection and how they impede the fun and happiness of our watch collecting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm out.